Hello everyone, welcome to something different. This is gonna be kind of, I wouldn't say really filler. I don't have Twilight Princess ready for the next few days, just because of what's coming up is quite a bit, and I want to make sure to get it all in like one video. So that video is gonna take a bit. So fortunately, I do have some different plans. I'm gonna do some different runs of different games, one of which you can see right now, Slay the Spire. This is a roguelike deck building game. Kinda. It'll make more sense in practice when we get into playing it. Because it's a roguelike, there is a daily climb, there is standard mode, which is just, essentially you're going up different levels of like a tower and trying to get to the end, and then I'll do daily climb sometime and unlock custom. I just haven't done anything with it yet. There are 3 characters. Wow, my voice cracked. Jesus. I haven't commented today. I've had coffee. There are 3 characters. There is the Ironclad, the Silent, and then the Defect. I kind of alternate between the Silent and the Defect. Ironclad is the first one you start out with, and I kind of don't like him, just because a lot of his cards are based on kind of a defense style game. I am going to do a run with Defect. Combat Automaton, which becomes self-aware. Ancient technology allows the manipulation of orbs. This is what do they call it? Fuck. I don't know what they call these things. They'll say it in the game, but they're the items of the game, essentially like a roguelike. At the start of each combat, I get to channel 1 lightning, and we'll get into how combat works right here. It's a giant whale. Don't mind him. I'm gonna turn my sound down just a bit, make sure I'm not getting overpowered by the game. Alright, so this is essentially the first act. The first act goes through different enemies. There are different enemies available in each act and makes it different. You can pick the path you want, which helps in kind of planning out how you want to go about this. I tend to try and go paths that have a lot of options, so if a run's not doing well for me, I can, change up my playstyle at the, at the push of a button. I'm gonna go ahead and just start with this side over here, and here are 2 enemies. These are this is Spike Slime and an Acid Slime. They don't really do much. I think Spike Slime is kind of the lowest of the slimes, and then Acid Slime is the second. Yeah, so small and a medium. Right above their heads is what their next action is. These guys are going to be attacking me and dealing damage. Now, the way to go about that is by playing cards. You have energy that you start out with for every turn of your combat. I have 3 energy, so I can play cards that use energy. At the top left, you can see their cost, their ability, and what kind of card they are right below it. So for this, because they're unloading about 15 damage on me, I'm going to go ahead and play 3 defense, so I take no damage. The way this works is think of the defend as temporary hit points. You don't keep those through each round unless you have a different, like a rift item or such. That'll allow you to do that. Otherwise, your energy will replenish at each start of your turn, as well as your defense. Your temporary hit points will go off. There are different items for different characters that do different things. Not every character is the same. Because I'm only getting hit with 5, I'm going to roll a defense, and then I'm going to roll for strikes. Now, as you see, there was a lightning bolt there. This character, the Defect, has orb slots. The way this works is I'll go ahead and play Will that work? Yeah, okay, so I'll play a zap. So, as you can see, one of my slots filled with a lightning orb. If you look here, you see it says channel 1 lightning orb. That's what happens. It fills one of your slots that are empty. If you have no empty slots, the one to the far right will get what's called evoked to make room for a new one. And evoke, I will go ahead and show you here. As you can see, there is a passive for each orb and an evoke. The evoke deals damage for the lightning orbs to a random enemy, but if I do a dual cast, which I will do after I go ahead and just strike, when I dual cast, it deals damage, and you see if I did not strike that spike slime, the attack would have gone to either one of those enemies. However, because I attacked the spike slime, I was able to plan out my attacks better, and you can see I didn't take any damage. For that, I get some gold, I get a potion. You can use your potions during any time during your round of combat, and then you can add a card for each of your victories. Let's see, Storm. There are power cards that do a action at the start of a turn or when procced by a certain thing. They are ongoing actives, essentially. I will get Storm because I like Storm. So for the next one, these question marks can be anything. They can be a fight, they can be a merchant, they can be a rest stop, or they can be this, which is just kind of a story type deal. For the living wall, as you come to a dead end and begin to turn around, walls slam down from the ceiling, trapping you. 3 faces materialize from the walls and speak, "Forget what you know and I'll let you go. I require change to see a new space. If you want to pass me, then you must grow." You can either remove a card in your deck, which can be helpful if there's a card that's not really helping you or is actually hindering you every time you draw it, and you can remove it. You can change a card to be a, like a more random card that's available for that character, or you can upgrade a card to do a certain skill. I'm going to go ahead and upgrade, and as you can see, I'm going to go ahead and upgrade Storm. The way upgrades work is, some cards can get new abilities, like this one can get what's called Innate, which you start each combat with the card in your hand, automatically, so that's good. If you want to go ahead and get that, like, Storm out immediately, you can do that. Upgrading other cards, like, say, if I upgrade a Strike, it deals more damage. Upgrade a Defend, gives me more block, which is the temporary hit points. If I upgrade Zap, which is how I channel orbs, you can see the cost for the ability is actually gone, so it's free now for me to just channel a lightning orb. Or if I want to dual cast, it's free. So it's helpful. I'm actually going to go ahead and go with the free dual cast. That way I can still do a little bit more damage. Now this is a merchant. With your money right up here, you can buy certain cards. There's quite a bit that you can purchase. I just looking at this here, I think I'm gonna go ahead and go with a Claw. So the way Claw works, I deal 3 damage. All Claw cards deal 2 additional damage this combat. So if I have multiple Claw cards, or say my deck gets reshuffled into my draw pile and then I draw this card again, it would deal the additional damage. So it stacks for that combat, so it's helpful. I'm also gonna go with, let's go with Static Discharge. Static Discharge is a power that whenever you take damage, you channel a lightning orb. So it's a kind of a risk-reward type deal, which is helpful. Alright, proceeding on, now I have a selection of a path I can go on. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go, well, going left will actually limit a lot of my options. Yeah, I'll go left. Alright, so this is a Cultist. You can see it is being strategic, so it is going to use a buff on its next turn. So I don't need to worry about wasting defense or giving myself block because he's not doing damage. So I can go ahead and just unload on damage on him. And then my lightning orb, will at the end of the turn deal 3 damage. And as you can see, its buff is called Ritual. It gains 3 strength at the end of its turn. The more strength it gets, the higher attack it does. So, essentially strength and dexterity. If you have more strength, your attacks will increase by 3, or will increase by the amount of strength you have. If you have an amount of dex, your dex will increase. That sort of deal. I'm gonna go ahead and play Storm. Swing at him with Claw, dual cast. Go with a Zap, and then block for 1. I'll block 1 damage, and as you can see, he's actually gonna hit me for 1 damage. But my Lightning Orb from my power didn't generate because I didn't have this power. But I will go ahead and just end the fight right there. Alright, so I'm going to pick up Streamline, which deals 15 damage whenever I play the card, reduces the cost for the combat. So the cost of 2, fairly expensive, but it does 15 damage. If I were to draw it again, or I have another one, the cost would be lowered until it gets to 0, where it's basically a free 15 damage whenever I draw it. So it's very, very helpful to have in the deck. Alright, so this is a Jaw Worm. As you see, it's going to swing at me for 11, which is very, very meaty damage. So I'm going to just max out my defense so I take no damage. By the way, I am not the smartest in this game, so don't expect the best strategies coming out of this. So I'm going to mainly try my best and do what I can, but I may not be the smartest player, unfortunately. Gonna go and unload another Zap and then dual cast, get rid of all its defense, and then go for a strike. Alright, I can pick up this, which is actually really helpful. Cool-headed. Channels 1 Frost. Frost allows you to gain block, which is very helpful. I also get to draw a card from that, so it's helpful. These campfires, these allow you to rest, which regains 30% of your max HP. So depending on how much max HP you have is how much you will heal. And then you can upgrade cards here as well if you don't feel like you need to heal, which I'm actually going to do. I'm going to go ahead and upgrade. I don't want to upgrade Streamline. What do I want to upgrade? Yeah, I'm going to upgrade my Static Discharge. So if I take any damage, by the way, that doesn't count for block. If your block takes damage and you take no hit point damage, you don't, I believe you don't generate lightning orbs from that, so be wary. I hate this guy. This is a Gremlin knob. As you can see, it's going to be generating a buff. I want to go ahead and get rid of that as quick as I can. Well, first off, I'm just going to deal damage. And then I'm going to activate Storms. When I activate a power, I generate lightning energy. The powers, by the way, active powers will be down here below your health. I don't know if I said that or not. I don't need to generate defense, so I'm just going to swing for an attack. Alright, before I end my turn, as you can see, I now have a Frost Orb. Frost Orb gives me 2 block at the end of each turn. When I evoke it or I use it, I gain 5 block. So it's helpful to have in a pinch. And now it's Enrage. Enrage! Whenever I play a skill, it gains 2 strength, so its current attack will go up by 2, which is not good, because it's already swinging at me for 14. My defense are skills, so playing defenses, although gives me block, also gives him more attack. So he would at least be swinging at me for 8 if I were to defend all of that. He's gonna be hitting me for 11 if I only play 1. So I'm gonna play 2. So he's gonna hit me for 8. And I'm just gonna channel Lightning Orb, so I at least do damage to him this turn. Yeah, see, he did hit point damage to me, so that hurt quite a bit. I'm going to go ahead and activate Stack Discharge. And I'm going to dual cast Frost because I don't have much defense. And I'm going to just hit him with a Claw. And then I'll defend. So he'll at least still be hitting me for 9. But I won't be entirely defenseless. And then when he hits me for hit points, I gain 2 Lightning Orbs. Which one got evoked. By the way, I didn't say this. The orb that gets evoked is to the far right. So once I play, like, say, Cool-Headed, the most recent orb will get added to the left, and then the rightmost orb will get evoked to make room for the most recent one. So that just gives kind of an insight on what that is. That was a skill, right? Yeah, that was a skill. Damn. Yeah, he's already swinging at me for 18. So I'm at least going to try and block some of that damage. 12, that's not too bad. Alright, so he's dead this turn. But as you can see, the Gremlin mob can be awful. As you can see, its attack damage already does 16. It can deal 33 in this attack, but I can just kill it right there. For killing those elites, you get these items, which get added to the top. If it's not a potion, it's an item that'll usually get added up here. So Dreamcatcher, when I rest, I may add a card to my deck. So I get a new card added to my deck when I rest at a campfire. I am going to go ahead and have Hologram, which gains me 3 block and allows me to return a discarded card into my hand, which could be very helpful. I'm gonna go ahead and rest and heal up some of my hit points. 22 hit points, not bad. I also get a new card. I'm gonna go ahead and get Equilibrium, which allows me to retain my hand, which allows me to not discard my hand at the end of my turn, which is helpful. This chest can contain these relics. That's what it's called. It's a relic. Finally, I got the name. Centennial Puzzle. When I lose hit points in each combat, well, the first time I lose hit points, I draw cards. Okay, not bad. Not really one I would like to. There's like a few different relics I specifically like on this character. This is probably my favorite character to play as. The other one, I kind of the Huntress woman. She's another one I like playing as. He is not swinging for hit points. He's actually going to deal damage. So I'm going to go ahead. Yeah, I'll activate Cool-Headed so I at least get that. Ooh, Storm. It's helpful. And I'll just swing at it. As you can see, it did a debuff to me. Frail gives me 25% less block for 2 turns, which is not good. So as you can see, cards that have block now have a red number, which means they've been lowered. I'm going to go ahead, and he's still going to hit me with a debuff, which I'm pretty sure is Weaken, which will give me 25% less attack. Or could activate Frail again. Sometimes the AI will do that. It's kind of weird like that. I'm gonna go ahead and activate Zap because it's not doing damage to me. I can, I don't have to worry about dealing damage, so I can just go ahead and do that. Once you deal enough damage to slimes, if they have the power below their health that has like the senses, they will split, as you can see right here. So now I have to deal with 2 different slimes, so I have 2 different targets. Unfortunately, I don't have enough defense I can generate in order to save myself. So he's at least gonna hit me for 3. As you can see, the passive for each of these does is the number that's beside them, by the way. So he's at least gonna hit me for 3, which is fine, because then I will draw 3 cards, which don't get discarded, thankfully. None of them are swinging at me, so I'm gonna go ahead and activate Streamline. And then I still have the one, so I'm gonna swing again. And that's why lightning is pretty good to have, because I can just constantly deal damage, even though I'm not using up my energy. They're swinging at me for 16, which could be unfortunate. However, I'm gonna evoke one of mine, which thankfully kills that slime. And then I'm gonna activate Frost, which will kill that one. Oh, and dual cast. Yep, that one's dead. I was lucky with that dual cast call. Good, good, good. Ooh. This one's good. Yeah, so I'll get Fusion, which generates Plasma. Plasma orbs give you energy when you have them as a passive or when you evoke them, which is really, really nice. I'm gonna go ahead and do that. So I deal 6 damage and I take 2 damage, which is fine. I'm going to activate Static Discharge. I don't have any defend. I don't have a second defend. That's what I'm trying to say. I should have activated Storm and then Static Discharge, so I would have gotten a Lightning Orb. That's unfortunate. I'm gonna go ahead and activate Fusion, which means I'll take full 12 damage, but I also have more energy to work with next turn. And then he also takes more damage, which is nice. I'm definitely gonna rest at the next campfire I get to, by the way. So I'm not too concerned. Because the, once this Plasma Orb, by the way, at the start of each turn, I gain a new energy. That's why I have 4 out of 3. When it gets evoked, I get 2 more energy. So I'm going to go ahead and evoke it twice, which will give me 8 energy. And then I can use Equilibrium, giving me 13 block, protecting me from the next attack. I can use Streamline, dealing damage. And then I can just go ahead and retrieve dual cast, hit him again. So these strategies in this game can be very, very nice to work with. Ooh, force field, that could be helpful. For each power card I've played this combat, it costs less, and then I also gain 12 block when I use that. Aggregate could be helpful, but I think I'm just gonna go with force field in case I need it. Alright, ooh boy, 7 of these fine folk. Static Discharge, because I know I can't block all of that damage. Hologram. Oh, that's right, powers don't get added to the this card. I just wasted that. Damn it, that's fine. So I'm gonna go ahead and dual cast. I'm going to claw you, so you do less damage. Yeah, so I'm at least getting swung at for 5. That's fine. The only issue is this path I'm going on now has an elite that I'm not ready for, so it's going to definitely hurt. Let's see. I'm trying to think about my next plan here. I can do 5 block. Swing at you. You're gonna hit me with a debuff. I'm just gonna go ahead and activate a zap, which is fine. I'll definitely get hit at for quite a bit of damage, but the amount of lightning orbs I generate with the damage I'm getting dealt at is going to win me the fight. I get a potion, Essence and Steel, which gives me plate armor. Plate armor doesn't really say what it does, unfortunately. Ooh. Having another Streamline would be nice. But I like Charge Battery, so I'm going to have a Charge Battery in my deck. Ooh. Looters. Every time they hit you, they steal gold. I believe they steal like 30 or something gold. They steal a ridiculous amount of gold, and then they defend 1 turn, and then they have 1 turn before they escape. Which is no bueno. You don't have any defense on my deck, unfortunately. This is kind of not good. Yeah, he's definitely going to swing at me for 10. So, there we go. That'll work. Give me 5. So, I'll at least take 5 damage, so not too bad. Alright, static discharge. I keep doing storm after static discharge. Alright, so he'll swing at me for how much? Try to think. 2 damage. He'll hit me directly for 2, which is okay. Could be better. I'm sorry, 3. Whoops. Not too bad. Alright. So I'm gonna swing at him for 15 and kill him. I didn't see how much HP he had left. And you also get your gold back if you're able to kill them before they run off. Alright. I like recursion, which evokes the next orb and then channels the orb I just evoked. Alright, now this brute is going to be... Ooh, this guy. I'm gonna go ahead and... It's not gonna deal damage, it's going to defend for these first few turns. So, I don't have any powers to play. All I have is defense stuff. What? Okay, finally I get to strike at least. And I'll strike again. As you can see, if I run out of all of its defense, it gets stunned for this turn. Which is good. Because I believe if it doesn't get stunned, it'll, like, add up a lot more of its defense. Now it can swing at me for 18. Which is not good. I'm gonna go ahead and drink my Essence of Steel, which gives me plate armor. Plate armor, I gain block at the end of my turn. Losing hit points reduces the plate armor, which is helpful. So I'm gonna go ahead and swing at it with a claw. Use recursion. Defend. So I'll at least take 4. No! Oh, because of the plate armor, I take no damage. Nice. And plate armor doesn't go down because I didn't take any hit points. Yeah. Gonna do this. I should have done hologram. I didn't know how much energy I had left. Damn it. That's fine. He'll hit me for 2, which will give me more lightning orbs. But I also believe, yeah, I lose a point of my plate armor. Alright, now I have a lot of cards to play with. So I'll swing at it with a dual cast. Lightning. And then I'll have fusion. Which gives me plasma orb, if I can speak. So now I'll have more energy to play with. Siphon Soul gave me dexterity down and strength down, which is not good. Equilibrium. And then charge battery. That's enough defense, so I am perfectly safe this round of combat. My hit points are in an uncomfortable level. Alright, what can... Oh, that's right, Force Field. Hooray! And then Hologram to get dual cast, so I can dual cast Lightning. And then I'll hit it with a Streamline. Oh, I didn't notice how much defense I had. Damn, that's fine. So I'll get to defend, which is okay. I will dual cast Plasma, so I get more energy. Use Recursion. And then I will strike to kill it. Alright, I get a pair, which increases my max HP by 10. Which is nice. And then I can also get Leap, which gives me more block. At the campfire now, I'm going to go ahead and rest, which allows me to pick a new card. Echo Form! I love Echo Form! It's expensive, but I get to... The first card I play in each turn is played twice. because it's a power. Ethereal, if this card in your hand is at the end of the turn, it is exhausted. So you have to play it, or you can't play it for the rest of the combat once you get it. So it's a very, very risk-reward card to play. I'm going to start with Cool-Headed. This is Hexa Ghost. This is one of the first bosses you could fight in Act 1. It is... I don't know what it... Yeah, it's not attacking, thankfully. So I'm just going to strike at it. I can't really generate any more defend, and I don't want to use hologram. Alright, now it's preparing to attack. 6 times 6, so it's swinging me 6 times for 6 damage, which is not good. Ah, an Echo Form's here too, damn it. Fuck. Yeah, he's gonna hit me for 36. Which is okay, because as long as you survive combat, you will heal to full when you reach the next level. So, because I played a power, I can play Storm, which every time I play a power, I get lightning orbs. Because Echo Form was there, it played Storm twice, so essentially I have 2 charges of Storm. I get lightning every time I play a power. I'm going to dual cast the first lightning. I'm going to use Force Field, which gives me my 12 block, which already protects me from the damage I would take from that. I'm going to swing at it with a claw, and then I'm just going to defend for the rest of the energy because my energy doesn't carry over. Its attack, however, did put a Seer on my deck, which at the end of my turn, if it's still in my hand, I take the damage. However, if I'm able to discard it, I don't take the damage, thankfully. Now, if I were to use Echo Form and Static Discharge, as you saw, I gained 2 lightning because of the lightning storm. I actually gained quite a bit. And then, when I take damage, I channel 4 lightning, essentially dealing 24 points of damage as a retaliation hit. So, very, very nice. And then I take no damage this turn, and I can generate a new lightning orb to deal 8 damage. And then deal 9 at the start of that turn. Which is nice. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and activate Streamline. Activating it twice because of Echo Form. I keep forgetting that's actually active. I, however, am not getting any defend. Unless, through hologram, I have no leftover energy. So I am at least taking 3 damage, which is fine because of the static discharge. Maximum power! So good. I'm gonna go ahead and just swing at it with Claw, swing at it twice to give more attack. Swing at it with a Strike, and then I'm gonna do Charge Battery so I have more energy next turn. He's gonna hit me with Inflame, which gives him more defense and is actually going to increase his attack. Thankfully, however, because I have no charge on Force Field, 24 defend. Next on this round, I take absolutely no damage. However, I am barely swinging for anything. And then I'm also taking 2 defend damage because of the burn. Alright, he's swinging at me for 8. So I'm going to swing at it with a Claw. Deal more damage with that. And I'm going to use Leap, so I take no damage this turn, and I'm going to use Recursion and Cool-Headed. Alright, he's swinging at me for 30. However, dual cast. I use it 4 times. 1 more strike, he's dead. So that's kind of how the game works and how strategic it can really be. It's a very clever game. So, at the end of an act, you can get a rare card. I'm going to pick up Buffer for this run because it prevents the next time if I were to lose HP, which is very helpful in a pinch. And also at the end, you get to pick up a new Relic. Some of them can be cursed. Like this one, you can get a debuff. So I would be able to get energy, however, I'd not be able to upgrade cards anymore. At the rest, Curse Key, whenever I open a non-boss chest, I obtain a curse, which is an actual card that most of them are unplayable and do special effects and stuff, which is fine. I'm actually going to get just Black Star, so I get an additional relic when I kill an elite, which is helpful. But that's it. I can go to Act 2, the city. However, I'm going to end the video off here because we've gone on for quite a bit. If you guys want to see more, let me know, and I can continue posting with this run. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good one. Bye-bye.